What's up everybody, John from Old Reading Farm here. Thanks for joining us. Today we are gonna be working on some tables for our greenhouse, because as you can see, not a real good setup in there. We have some recycled materials here that we got from our friend Kate. Thank you, Kate. So these used to be rails from a garden fence and posts from a garden fence. We have already painted these. That's why they look a little bit different. What we're gonna do is kind of go through what we have. One of the most important things that I think when you're doing stuff with recycled materials is getting an inventory of what you have, because it's not all exactly cut. You know, you go to the store, you buy a 2x4, you know it's gonna be 1.5 by 3.5 by 96, and you're good. These are all ripped out from a fence, so the ends are all chopped up. You know, there's pocket hole rips there, all kinds of stuff. So I find it really important in general to have a plan, but especially when you're using recycled materials. So this is the plan that I have. You can see it's gonna be a 3-sided table, and so I set this up in Adobe Illustrator. I'm a graphic designer, so that comes pretty natural to me. This is gonna be a mirror image. So this half is gonna be exactly the same as the other half. That just makes it way easier in terms of cutting, because then you can just kind of figure out how many cuts you need and double it. Let's get to work. So what I've done here is just set up a simple stop jig, very simple, where it's just 3 scrap pieces just all screwed together, because I had 16 of these 21-inch pieces to act as joists sort of on the table. So a really easy way to cut all of those to be the same length really fast is to just set up the simple stop jig. So I measured one piece, laid it out here, and then just approximated where it needs to stop, so that the space between this and the blade is 21 inches. And then you just put that all in, do a test cut, make sure it lines up. These saws will all have ways of screwing or clamping these down. I just kind of did it gently because it just needs to be rough, it doesn't need to be exact. But so I was able to cut 16 of those in like 10 minutes, if that. Whereas if I was going to have to measure and mark a line and then cut each one, it would have taken a lot longer, and it most likely would have been a bunch of different sizes. This way they'll be much more uniform and more ready to go. So I've now cut all of my pieces for the 2x4s for the bottom, and I didn't even touch the 2x4s that we bought, which is great. But so these tables are also gonna have an upper level that's much smaller, which will be good because these are pressure treated, so they're much heavier, which will be good to keep the bottom more sturdy. And we also have a bunch of these scraps, which will be perfect for little angle braces. That's why I like keeping those around. So I gotta go get my wife because the dog's barking at her. Be right back. Say hello. Psst. Thank you. That's good. All right. So we have everything now cut. Got our posts here, little joists here. Catherine's putting some caulk up. Say hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Got all this stuff here, and I didn't even need to touch the 2x4s that we bought yet. So, plus, now we're gonna start putting them together and see if my plans actually line up with themselves and if it works. I hope it does. Let's get to work. right, so we are now all done building most of our tables. So this section hanging down is actually the back section, so you can see these two sides are exactly the same. Like you can see this little end here will fit right in there, and it'll be good. So next step is finishing the top shelf and then painting. So I actually didn't do a plan for the top shelf. Since the posts are all the same lengths apart, I can just do the same cuts that I did for the bottom shelves. And then I just need to change the joist length, 9 inches, so that's a foot deep. And then it would basically be the same layout, just, you know, shorter. So here we go. All right, so we have now gotten our top shelves on, and everything is looking not quite level right now because I'm not on level ground, but we'll fix that. I didn't add a top shelf yet for this back piece because right now this is kind of just sitting there. We need to get it painted and then get it inside the greenhouse to get it all put together, and then once it's all put together, I'll figure out exactly what I need to do for that. But so right now, pretty excited with how it looks. Next steps, we're gonna paint it, and then we're gonna put the wire on there, and then we'll be done. Woo! As you can see, we're putting in the wire for our tables. So we got the tables all in here, we got them all painted, and once we get the wire all set up, we'll be done. Let's get to work. All right, so we are all set now. We got our tables in. There's Catherine. And they have all their wire on them. And they look beautiful and functional. So nice. Here's a tour of the kale. Here, fly by kale. Isn't it doing so good? Flowers going. Bing.
Let's start 6 more trays of herbs and flowers today.
That's one little pepper. Yep. Getting real. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Be sure to give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and also be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.